So let's move into the Grammys. As y'all know, the Grammys was on last night. If you caught me yesterday, I did a little, little pre-screening about the Grammys. So the Grammys came on last night. I think some of the big names that took awards home, of course, was Beyonce. I think she went home with two or three. I'm not too positive on everything. I believe it was two. Lizzo. I know Sam Smith. No, Harry Styles. Won. Sam Smith feels a lot of controversy with his performance. So I just want to kind of, give a quick review. I don't really have much to say about the Grammys because the Grammys is the Grammys. I feel like the Grammy itself will never lose. What's the word to use? The importance that it has held in the industry. And I say that to say I feel like the staple of the Grammys is always going to be held to mean something in your career. You have a lot of people that, want EGOTs where they win all of these awards. And shout out to Viola Davis. Viola Davis won the EGOT last night. But when it comes to the actual Grammys, like I stated, I feel like the Grammys is going to always and forever will be the Grammys, no matter how we flip it and turn it. But I believe the people that's on the Academy, um, I feel like it needs to be some switching. I feel like we need answers to why some of the decisions are being made and are made how they are. Um, for instance, the 50 years in hip hop last night. There's a lot of people missing that clearly should have been a part of that, regardless of if they were able to make it, regardless of anything. It should have been an inclusion of certain people and key people that wasn't there. I get, we had Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah definitely, was the outbreaking at a certain point for female rappers. But there was other people like Roxanne Shante, MC. There was other people that had those breakouts. But I guess we're gonna always go with certain ones that hit certain heights. And Queen Latifah definitely has proven herself and definitely has did that. But when it comes to the music, I don't feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, people in the comments and viewers that are listening. Queen Latifah hasn't had multiple album run, and that could be me from lack of just doing homework. But we hear the Queen Latifahs and we hear those staple songs, which means so much today. There's no discredit to it, but I just honestly and truly feel that it just doesn't some of the stuff that just goes on doesn't make sense. And it's getting to a point to where are we gonna stand up? And when I say we, I mean not even me. Because I mean I can voice my opinion all day, but it's gonna come from the masses. It's gonna come from those that are behind the scenes, those people that are at the Grammys that are winning these Grammys. I understand, you're there to worry about you. You're not focused on anyone else. You're not focused on the next person's success. You're not worried about if this person gets it or they show up or they don't. You're there for your Grammy because, as I stated, the Grammys are the Grammys. So I definitely get it. Um, but we just got to come together and stand up, man, especially if we want the industry to continue to be the music industry and not just a popcorn industry. And when I say that, it's no diss to anybody, but it's kind of a diss. Like, we're praising the new people coming in. Shout out to the people because I'm someone new into this podcast game. But I just don't come in and I'm at the top of the statue list with the Angie Martinez's, the Wendy Williams, the Miss Joneses, the Joe Buttons, all of these people that have been in radio, DJ Envy, Charlemagne. The list goes on. I'm just not at the top of the list with those people. But when it comes to the music industry, it's totally different. When it comes to the music industry, you can be hot tomorrow and then the next day you're on the Grammy stage. Shout out to Glorilla. Literally, shout out to Glorilla. Take the blessings. Right now you're feeling blessed. I heard you said it on the carpet. You should. I'll be feeling blessed too. The opportunities that you're getting are amazing. To come out as to come out on the Grammy stage and just perform and to be a part of that means everything. It's no diss to you, but it's more so about the people that have laid down the foundation for you. And we just kind of pushed them out. And I wasn't, my age, and I'm probably showing my age when I say this, but I wasn't too much, I was in school rather, I'll say this. When, it was the Kims and the Foxies of it, well, Kim had a run. So I witnessed Kim run. I witnessed it. But when it comes to the Foxies of it, it's kind of like a situation with Foxy. Now I kind of understand, it's kind of like you want to erase history. I understand Foxy fell back and Foxy had a lot of things going on personally wise and, things with her hearing and stuff like that. But it just kind of puts everything into perspective of how they do people. And it also makes me feel bad because a part was played in the Little Kim situation. When Nicki came out, yes, it was a whole bunch of back and forth. Yes, there were diss records. Yes, there were subs on every single song. But it's kind of like they tried to erase Kim from BET. And all they were doing was praising Nicki. Now, I'm Nicki down, and y'all know this. But I'm telling the truth. When we're talking about the facts and the truth, we have to be honest. It's kind of like, Nicki was the only one out. So Nicki was the one getting praised. It's not Nicki's fault that Kim stopped releasing, but they kind of did take the light off of Kim. But I feel like Kim lost her sense of security. I feel like she had a lot of insecure moments. I feel like now, they double back about a year or two ago, and probably at this point they gave her BET award, which is respected, which she needed. But when it comes to the Grammys, when is the same thing gonna take place for Nicki? Nicki Minaj was set to win a Grammy 11 years ago. And we know that Grammy was going to Nicki. Until Nicki spoke on the situation, there was nothing about why and this, that, and the third. Yes, there was a lot of scuttlebutt. Yes, there was back and forth from bloggers and, small talk in the industry of just conversations that possibly could have happened or what they think might have happened. But Nicki herself came onto Queen Radio and let everyone know what was going on in the situation. Okay, fast forward, and shout out to the Barbs. The Barbs had Roman Holiday at number 2 on all charts. It was number 1 on hip hop charts, but number 2 on all charts yesterday. I think it was under the Miley Cyrus. Uh, apparently, Nicki got her. Well, Nicki didn't do anything. Apparently, the Barbs, kind of started this, and then Miley Cyrus's of the worlds, they voiced their opinions about the music, and they kind of came in too. So Miley Cyrus fans, shout out to them too. They got Miley to number 1 years later with a song as well. But for me, it's just kind of like, back to the topic at hand. Fast forward, super freaky girl. Do we have a problem? All of these things were submitted, and all of them were snubbed. Now, the reason behind the snubs, we don't know. Is it because Nicki spoke out and said what she said about if you're gonna move her song to pop category, which was Super Freaky Girl, then you should also move Lotto's Big Energy to the pop category? I don't see anything wrong there. Both of them were made by the same producer. So once again, Nicki speaking up and defending herself, she's yet again being snubbed. Now, a lot of people wonder or say, why? What does it matter? A Grammy is what is a Grammy gonna solidify? This, that, and the third. A Grammy is a very important indication in your career. A Grammy shows another level of artistry. That may not be the case to people nowadays, but for the craft of music, the Grammys were held to a higher standard. BET Awards, shout out to BET, they made a space for black people to celebrate their own. We know the Grammys, we know the Tonys, we know the Emmys, we know all of these are mixed things. They're for everybody. It's a playing ground. But with BET came in and said, Let us support ours because they represent for us. This is our culture. So, you know, with that being said, the Grammys is always going to be the Grammys. It's still important. Somebody like Nicki Minaj who put in the work, and it's more people. There's not just Nicki, but this is the one person that we can speak of, and it's like, where are the answers? If they want to blame it on a performance, Sam Smith did the same demonic, as they called it, performance last night. What was the problem? But when it comes to Nicki, the work that this woman have put in, 15 years in, still topping charts, the longest lasting female to top charts. Yes, there's Kim. Yes, there's Trina that are from the past that are currently still dropping. And that's more, but those are two. But we're talking about the charts and the numbers that run these things, that run these Grammys. We continue to diss Nicki. And when a artist like that is gone from the music industry, and when I mean that, I say retired and done making music, there's going to be a void because the talent level is not there no more. And this is no diss to anybody. The talent level is not there. The articulate, the different voices, the animation, the different flows, it's not there anymore. It's very slim of spitters that's left in the industry. There's a difference between making a hot song, writing a rap, than being a spitter. But I digress. Moving along, man. Moving along. Um, I don't even want to talk about this, but it came up in the pre-show. Um, Quavo did a beautiful tribute to Takeoff last night, and of course, the media continues to just insert themselves and speak on things, and oh, we'll get to that in a second. Just continue to speak on things and just make up lies. Some BS about him, and I don't even want to talk about it. Beautiful tribute. I see him wearing the Migo chain with all three heads on stage. Salute to that. Glad to see it. I didn't want to talk about the antics surrounding that. I don't even want to pick up on the bad of that because we're talking about real family here. And that's what a lot of people got to learn. It's the difference between real friends, real family. Don't involve yourself in situations. And that's the problem nowadays. We all got an opinion. We all got a phone. We all got a microphone to where we can sit up and speak and give an opinion on how we feel about stuff. Nothing is valued anymore. Where's the artistry and the people that are born with these gifts? Where's the room going to be for them? It's not about having competition. It's about you getting one hot clip and you're now viral. But the people that actually put in the work, the people that actually study the game and do their homework and research and know the knowledge before they talk, everybody has a podcast. Everybody has a show. Everybody's rapping. Everybody, like, it's room for everybody. But the amount of attention that we give into certain things and certain people because everything's such at the click of a hand now. I really miss the magazine days. I miss walking into the store and that's when you have to see some on the tabloid. I miss when you have to go in there just to find out what's going on sometime or read the newspaper or pick up and read. Now, no diss to none of these sites. Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk. At the click of a moment, we're seeing anything. We're getting updated instantly. It's flooded all day with different stuff about celebrities. But hey man, I'm gonna go into the next break. We're gonna play some more music. When I come back, we'll get into some more. It's Kev Gotti. Let's do it.